Thanks for watching ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. National Union of Eritrean Women Congress of Workers Federation. Workshop of National Association of Visually Impaired. U.S. vetoes UN Security Council resolution on Gaza. Russia's foreign minister visits North Korea. In our domestic news, the Board of Workers' Federations of the National Union of Eritrean Women convened its 4th Congress in Asmara on 19 October. Speaking at the event, Mr. Taki Galata, Director General of Administration and Finance in the Central Region, called for increased effort to carry out the union's goals and indicated that the Congress will play a significant role in reviewing the Workers' Federation's organizational capacity and activities. Strong efforts have been made, according to the reports presented at the Congress, to increase women's involvement in national issues and to entice young women to join the union. Ms. Salome Gabraselassie, the union branch's head of information and political affairs in the Central Region, gave a thorough briefing that covered the framework for representative elections, the application of internal board regulations, and the fundamental organizational guidelines of the Workers' Federation's board. The participants elected 9-member board after having discussions on the reports that were presented. The head of the union branch in the Central Region, Ms. Alam Belai, commended those who contributed to organize the Congress and urged the newly elected board members to work hard to carry out the goals of the organization's workers' federations. The National Association of Visually Impaired held a workshop on 18 and 19 October in Karan, in which members of the association and stakeholders took part. The workshop's goals were to increase public awareness of disabilities and provide assistance to people who are visually impaired in their day-to-day activities. The report that was presented at the workshop stated that although public awareness of issues pertaining to the visually impaired is increasing, more work still needs to be done, particularly in the raising of awareness of the public about the fact that children with visual impairments can attend school. The association's chairman, Mr. Dawit Fasahaye, stated that the association is exerting efforts to provide its members with the means to further their education and economic development and urged them to work more to become self-sufficient and productive members of the society. The participants conducted extensive discussion on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations. Speaking at the event, Mr. Razan Araya, administrator of the current city, expressed readiness to stand alongside the union branch in all its activities. The Ministry of Energy and Mines yesterday, October 19, verified the occurrence of 4.5 magnitude earthquake on the Richter scale, 34 kilometers southwest of Teo, with a 10-kilometer radius. The tremor was felt in the subzones of Galalo and Arata, according to the report, and no material or human casualties have been identified as yet. It is to be recalled that 5 Richter scale earthquake occurred in a similar landscape on September 13 this year. A same earthquake had also happened in the eastern escarpment of the region 6 months prior. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned now for the international news right after the short break. The United States vetoed a Security Council resolution that would have called for humanitarian pauses in Gaza. The Brazilian drafted resolution won the support of 12 of the 15 members of the Security Council. The United States, which has veto power, was the only council member that vetoed against it. Britain and Russia abstained. The Russian amendments on a call for an end to indiscriminate attacks on civilians and civilian subjects and a call for a durable humanitarian ceasefire instead of humanitarian pauses contained in the Brazilian text were unable to pass as there was not enough support by council members. The United States was the only council member that vetoed against the Russian amendments. Meanwhile, Israel's wartime cabinet decided on Wednesday that it will allow passage of basic humanitarian aid from Egypt to the besieged Gaza Strip. According to the statement, the decision was made in response to a request from U.S. President Joe Biden to provide essential supplies to the embattled Gaza. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visited North Korea, amplifying United States' concerns about deepening North Korea-Russia military cooperation amid the war in Ukraine. Lavrov's trip to the Asian country on Wednesday, his first since 2018, is expected to pave the way for a visit to Pyongyang by Russian President Vladimir Putin, who hosted North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Moscow just a month ago. Lavrov is expected to brief the North Koreans on Putin's visit to China, which is hosting some 130 global leaders for its Third Belt and Road Initiative Forum, and also discuss Putin's potential upcoming visit, according to Russia's state news agency. Lavrov's visit to North Korea comes days after the U.S. expressed concerns that Pyongyang is supplying Moscow with weapons in return for a range of military assistance, including advanced technologies. Washington claimed on Friday that North Korea had delivered more than 1,000 containers of military equipment and munitions to Russia in recent weeks. The U.S. allegations have been denied by both North Korea and the Kremlin. Please stay tuned now for a recap of tonight's headlines. The National Union of Eritrean Women Congress of Workers' Federations. Workshop of National Association of Visually Impaired. U.S. vetoes UN Security Council resolution on Gaza. Russia's foreign minister visits North Korea. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.